Hi everyone! Today we are going to learn about note reading. First, let's start with the basics. Here we have the grand staff, and there are two parts to the grand staff. Up here we have the treble clef, and down here we have the bass clef. The treble clef is mainly used for the right hand in the keyboard, and the bass clef is mainly used with the left hand in the keyboard. As you can see, we have 5 lines for the staff in each treble clef and the bass clef, and we also have 4 spaces. And each of these lines and spaces has a note name corresponding to it. Let's first talk about one strategy we can use to identify notes. These notes are called landmark notes, which are important to memorize and can help you identify patterns later on. In the treble clef, we have this line note, the second line above, and it goes through the swirl of the treble clef right in the center. This note is called G. Next, we have a note with a line going through that is in the exact middle of the staff. It is called middle C, which is the center C, the very center of the keyboard. Next, we have this line note 2 lines down, and it goes through the curl of the bass clef, and it's called F. Next, we can use a strategy called skips and steps. So right here in the treble clef, we have a line note and then a space note. So this would be a step because it's from line to space. If this note is G, we can see here from the landmark note, then it goes up 1. Keep in mind that all notes go in alphabetical order, ranging from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on, repeating. So this would be F, G, and repeating, going to A. Next, in the bass clef, we have a line note here and a line note here. So if there are 2 line notes or 2 space notes, then it would be a skip. Right here, we can see that this note is a landmark note going through the curl, so this note would be F. If you skip the space note in between, it would be F, G, A. Let's try another example. Here we have 2 space notes, so you immediately know that this is a skip. So if you know this note is C, you would go down from descending order, C, B, A. Right here in the bass clef, we have a line note and then a space note following, so this would be a step. If this note is D, then this note going down would be D, C. The last strategy we are going to talk about today is mnemonics. Mnemonics are patterns that you can use for each of the line notes or space notes for a certain treble clef or bass clef. We can use acronyms like every good boy does fine to identify the line notes of treble clef. Each note is the first letter of each word. So the first line note of treble clef would be E in every, then G in good, B in boy, D in does, F and fine. Let's take a look at the space notes. We can use FACE, face. The first space note would be F, then A, then C, then E. Here is another one you can use for the bass clef line notes. Good boy does fine always. So the first line note would be G, B, D, F, A. Lastly, we have the space notes in bass clef. All cows eat grass, so it would be A, C, E, G. You can use anything else if you want, as long as you keep in mind and whatever works best for you. That's all for today. Hope you learned something new and see you next time.